Aloha everybody, what is really good? Today is September 30th, 2019, and we got another RuneScape update for y'all. Today we finally see the bank placeholders and improvements update that we've been waiting for years now. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's go!
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, the update is finally here. Bank placeholders and improvements. Now there is a lot to cover in this, and I'll go into greater detail in the patch notes section of this update, but you'll immediately notice that the bank has gotten a great overhaul. A lot of functionality has been improved with it. You've also got a bunch of new bank space, and obviously bank placeholders, which is a huge selling point with this update. This is obviously one of those updates where as soon as you log in, you're going to pretty much dig your teeth right into as soon as you get in. So everything is pretty straightforward, fairly intuitive, but like I said, we're going to jump into the patch notes to get a little bit greater detail as to what has been changed, as well as, other patch notes in the game that came out with today's update. So let's take the time now to jump over there and see exactly what's been changed with today's update. So first off, let's talk about the optimization. With this update, they've significantly optimized the following parts of the bank: withdrawing items, withdrawing to external storage such as your Beast of Burden. A special proc used for the Clan Cloak, Vex, and Herald Cape has now been moved into the core wear prevention check. They reordered the bank check for invention items to save a little server load. Remove the check that queued up combat stats on bank withdrawing, which wasn't needed. Bank size has been moved into temporary player variables, allowing them to save server load when you load the bank each time. Significantly optimized the check for grabbing your bank tab data. Optimized all deposit scripts. Centralized the bank checks for ore box, as well as additional items that use the bank. Optimized scripts for unequipping items and moving items inside your bank, as well as switching between tabs. Moving on to presets, they introduced a lot of changes, including some excellent features. Presets will now attempt to do the following when you withdraw. Withdraw a lower dose of a vial if you're out of a specific dose that is set in your preset. Presets with scrimshaws will now withdraw the used version if that is saved, otherwise it will look for a new variant. Presets with silver jewelry will always withdraw the compacted version, otherwise it'll try to look for a new one. Presets with urns will try to find any urns that have been started, otherwise look for empty versions. You can now edit each individual slot in the presets with a drag and drop from your backpack. Quick save and load presets can now be found on right clicking a number. Augmentation presets will now know which augment, weapon, or armor to take out. Note you'll have to resave your presets for this to work. Anacronia and Big Game Hunter have been added to the preset / tab name list. Loot has been added to the preset tab name list. Presets 1 through 10 now have F1 through F10 to use as an alternate keybind. Updating the name or loaded preset for each preset is now saved immediately without having to save the preset with the same items loaded. The preset list has new icons which display which inventories it will load. Also has a new right click option to delete or quick load the preset. Buttons to load only the inventory, Worn, or Beast of Burden have been added. Moving on to bank tabs, you can now right click the tab to customize it with an icon and name. Increase the total number of bank tabs up to 15. You can now right click the main tab icon to apply a vertical or side toggle for your bank. Moving on to some general changes, a new style for the bank has been applied. With your interfaces unlocked, you can now drag the bank interface however you want. We've added more bank space to even out the numbers, now 1320 from 1271. The search field is now much more responsive. As a result, it should now run much smoother. Bank filters and searches will now display the number of items found. Your money pouch is now shown in the bank interface. They removed the delay between drop-down menus. Equipping from list of search items will no longer reset the search results. The NXT client will now preload all object graphics on launch. This means when loading your bank, it will now make all your objects appear instantly instead of the delay when scrolling through. Remove duplicate bank is full messaging. Now remove the free slots and members bank slots and made it one entire number. On mobile, numerous interface changes have been made. The bank now says Bank of Gielinor instead of Bank of RuneScape. Added the amount stored of an item to its examine text. Summoning familiars can now be summoned from your bank via a new right-click option. Your bank interface will no longer be closed when dragging an item from your bank to destroy it. Spoofing has been added for deposit all buttons, meaning you don't need to wait for your server to deposit the items. Moving on to placeholders, which is a big update that a lot of players wanted for a long time. The keybind available for placeholders is P. Right-clicking placeholders allows you to delete all placeholders. When selecting to wield an item, it will force a placeholder regardless of the toggled option. Presets will automatically leave behind a placeholder. Moving on to the filter options, they've added a filter for worn equipment as well as tradable and untradable items. The cleanup filter now shows items that can be returned to the quest point shop, Diango, or just plain old junk. Any items clicked on this filter can be destroyed immediately, allowing you to free up some bank space. Additionally, this will be listed as a tab style view, so you can immediately see which areas these cleanup items belong in. And they've added a filter to show placeholder items only. Moving on to improvements when withdrawing items, you can now customize the quantity of your left click withdrawal. Withdraw all obviously withdraws all but leaves a placeholder behind, only if toggled. Right click withdraw with placeholder is the same as withdraw all but forces a placeholder regardless of whether your placeholder option is toggled on or off. Withdraw X works the same as it does in game before, regardless of the new X value setting, and they've added new key binds to withdraw items in the bank interface. Alt 1 for one item, Alt 2 for 5, Alt 3 for 10, Alt 4 for all, Alt 5 for X, and Alt 6 for an input. Tooltips have been added for each withdrawal button. When withdrawing presets, they automatically put down placeholders regardless of the toggled option. Your bank will not shift when items are removed, and there is no placeholders until the bank is closed, similar to old school RuneScape. And when the equipment interface is selected, left-clicking items will attempt to equip them if they are able to be equipped. And finally, it's important to note that after looking at a year's worth of device data, they've decided to disable RuneScape mobile access for some devices, mainly running on Android 5 due to their poor performance and ability to run the game smoothly. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Head on over there to check it out if you so wish. With that, I'm gonna wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed it and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Aloha.